Good evening, high school basketball fans, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of Northview Wildcat basketball. Tonight's matchup between the 4-2 Huskies of Forest Hills Northern and the back-to-back OK White champions, the undefeated 4-0 Wildcats of Northview. It's the battle of the belt line between these two neighborhood rivals, and this is the first real road test for the Cats this year. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Diebold, and I welcome you to the pregame show. Glad you could join us tonight for this first league game for these two schools. I'd like to bring in my guest analyst tonight, former Northview boys basketball coach, and the coach with the most wins in Northview history with 155 in his 12 seasons, which also makes him the coach who has coached the most games in Northview history, Mike Kaputska. Coach, welcome back to the broadcast. Should be an entertaining game tonight, as it usually is when these two teams get together. The battle of the belt line on the road in the league opener, an early big game.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it all begins tonight in defending two-time league champions and, you know, going through the long league season, January and February. And, you know, it's like we were talking about before we went on the air, it's a tough matchup with a rival right off the bat. And, you know, just looking at these guys, you know, much improved over the last couple of years from Forest Hills Northern, and looks like they got some athleticism and height. And looks like it's going to be a great ball game tonight.
So let's take a look at these teams right now. Let's start out with the Forest Hills Northern Huskies. Huskies of Forest Hills Northern come into this game with a record of 4-2. Huskies with their young team last year went 3-11 in the OK White, finished in 7th place. Huskies have had a history of success in the last 11 years in the OK White, winning or sharing the title 5 times, tied for the most with Forest Hill Central, who also has 5. Northview has 3, and if you're kind of wondering why that doesn't add up to 10, it is shared titles. There has been quite a few shared titles in the last 11 years in the OK White. Very well could happen again this year, as there's a lot of tough teams in the OK White. Forest Hills Northern won those league titles in a three-peat from 2019 to 21. Also won in 2013 and 14 back-to-back. Forest Hills Northern is on a 5-game losing streak versus Northview. Northview beat them twice in the regular season last year by an average of 23 points and ended the Huskies seasons twice in the last 3 years in districts. Greenville ousted the Huskies last year in the first game of districts at Rockford. This year the Huskies host districts right here at Forest Hills Northern. Head coach of Forest Hills Northern, longtime head coach Joe Souls, the dean of head coaches in the OK White Conference. 4-2. They just beat Traverse City Central at Traverse City Tuesday, 70-63, a long road trip up there. Good wins by both TC schools over Central and West did Northern. Northern lost to Rockford, a very good Rockford team, by 8. And they also beat Forest Hills Eastern by 17 right down the road from here. They averaged 61 points per game due to the Huskies, which is much better than the last couple of years. They're able to score the ball this year. Defensively, they give up 56 points for a +5 scoring differential. Probable starters in this game is junior Moody DeHabra. He's had 3 double-doubles this year already in their 6 games that they played. He had 8 points Tuesday at Traverse City Central. Drew DeBaja, senior, played at point last year. He's going to play off guard this year. Good player, also good athlete, wide receiver and defensive back on the football team. Sophomore Kyle Brown, their leading scorer at 17 points per game. He played as a freshman last year, one of the better sophomores in the area with Cam Ryan. So we got 2 of the probably the best 2 sophomores in the area going at it in this ball game here tonight. Junior 6'8" Joey Angok is averaging 17 points per game. He had 17 Tuesday at Traverse City Central. Had 14 points, 9 rebounds against Forest Hills Eastern. He had 16 points against West Catholic. And then senior point guard John Bardelli, he had 12 points Tuesday night against Traverse City Central. Off the bench, Northern will play a lot of players. They go 11 deep. Senior Ned Giannis, junior Sam Boggiano, senior Sam DeRoos, senior Peyton Pascal, and freshman Cam Crowder and Tyler Fuss all will find playing time, as I mentioned, 11 deep. A staple of Coach Souls. They always like to play a lot of people. Huskies much improved offensively this year. Last couple of years they had trouble scoring the ball. Talented group this year. This year's much better. They've scored in the 60s and 70s 3 of their 5 games. They'll jack the 3 up from a variety of different players. They got some good shooters. Huskies will mix up the Ds, which is a staple of Coach Souls. They give you a lot of different looks that they'll throw at you. They'll play a 1-3-1 zone, half-court traps, three-quarter court presses, always mixing up odd and even fronts, forcing you to prepare for a lot. Probably more half-court pressure this year because the Cats are so good in the open court. Let's take a little look at the Northview Wildcats. Going to do things a little bit differently here. Before I go into the Northview Scout, we're going to play the interview that I had with head coach David Chana. And earlier this week, talked about the game against Warren Fitzgerald, which our listeners might not know a whole lot about. We'll talk about that game, and then he had some comments about this game coming up here tonight. Head coach David Chana. Coach, let's talk about your last game over the holiday break at the Round Ball Classic, the longest running holiday tournament in the state of Michigan. You played Warren Fitzgerald. Describe the game, because many of our listeners probably didn't hear much about the game. We know that E.J. Ryans was MVP with his 20 points, scoring almost half of your team's points. Low-scoring game. You only scored 44. Describe that game to our listeners.
Well, I guess let's start from the beginning. Originally we were supposed to play Detroit Catholic Central, but there's a scheduling error with them due to the Detroit Catholic League tournament at the end of the year. So they gave us Warren Fitzgerald, so we didn't have a ton of time to prepare for them. And that team is really, really good. So Warren Fitzgerald, they pressed us and trapped us, in the first quarter. That's kind of been their MO. And aside from that, it was just one of those old school knockdown, drag out type of games where every possession mattered. Points were hard to come by. Just the way they defended, the way we defended. It was just a tough game to really get anything going. They presented some things that we hadn't seen before. They double teamed Cam on all of his touches, which kind of shook things up. But the thing that they had on the backside in those double teams were 6'5" athletes everywhere, so they could rotate pretty fast and cover up any mistakes as the ball got sent out of there. So it was definitely an interesting game. EJ had 20 points, and everybody who watched the game thought EJ had 10. But Mr. Consistent as he is, a couple here, a couple there, just kind of found our way through to the end. I would say two of the unsung heroes of that game would be Jack Bramproyan and Izzy Hatibu. They were unbelievable on the glass, and not just on the glass, but defensively as well. Jack took 2 charges. Izzy pinned 2 guys off the glass that really saved the momentum of the game. And both down the stretch had rebounds that were just, mature grown men rebounds that really sealed it for us. So, obviously we'd love to score more points than 40, but I must say holding that team in the 30s was definitely an accomplishment, and I'm proud of our guys for that.
Nice recap. Well done. So let's go on.
I learned from you, Coach.
Let's move on to Forest Hills Northern. Games being played at Forest Hills Northern, the conference opener against your neighborhood rival. Districts are going to be played on that floor also at Forest Hills Northern. Your thoughts on this Forest Hills Northern team? Looks to me they can shoot the ball pretty well.
Oh, yes, and they are legit. I'll say this is the best Forest Hills Northern team we've seen in a long time. They are good. They're competitive. They play, they can play 10 guys, and there's not much of a drop-off there. So foul trouble really isn't a thing. It's a motion team, a ton of passing and cutting and posting the basketball, and they do it as well as anybody around. Joe Souls is as good as anybody, and the way that he coaches, you could really see that his kids, they don't take bad shots. The thing that's the most scary about them is how well they share the basketball. They don't care who scores. They care that they score. And this is going to be another one of those knockdown, drag-out type of league games that you don't really know what's going to happen, but we better be ready to go because this is a good team to play.
Little interesting stat when I was doing my research. Forest Hills Northern's 4-2. You guys are 4-0. But Forest Hills Northern's MPR is higher than you right now. They're at .612. Yours .61. So it kind of shows that they've played a pretty good non-league schedule.
Yeah, they have. They just, I think they've played some really solid teams. They played both the Traverse City teams, which are good. And Rockford, of course. That's a good team, a good program, very well coached. I hope it's not us, but they're going to beat some teams, and people are going to and look back and say, "Wow, they're as good as it gets right now." And the way they play makes it hard to beat them.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
All right, Coach.
So let's take a look at these Northview Wildcats. Under head coach David Channa in his 5th season. Record 69-22, 758 winning percentage, creeping up on Jim Ogilvy's 761. Coach Channa just needs 2 more wins to surpass that winning total as far as percentage-wise. Assistant coaches Jeff Anima, Derek Brooks, JV coach Tim Felix, a longtime Northview JV coach, and freshman coaches Josh Ballhorn. And the freshmen are undefeated. JVs have only lost 1 game this year. Northview 4-0, the varsity. They beat Muskegon Heights by 35. Catholic Central at the buzzer by 3. Beat Kennewa Hills by 23. And as we just talked about, beat Lawrence Fitzgerald by 8. Northview averages 65 points per game, give up 47 a game for a plus 18 scoring differential. Cats are led by what I call the big 3, the trifecta. Big senior point guard E.J. Ryans, 4-year varsity player for Northview, a Western Michigan commit, averaging 16 points per game. And then his brother Cam Ryans, a sophomore forward at 6'4", averages 19 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. One of the better sophomores in the state, very versatile player. And Brady Swartz, a junior forward at 6'5", averaging 20 points per game, 5 rebounds per game. Best shooter on the team, also probably the best dunker on the team. He's got a lot of MAC schools and Division II CLIAC schools interested in him. The other 2 starters, Jack Van Proyen, 6'3" sophomore, 4 points per game, tough, athletic, hard-nosed kid. 6'3" freshman forward Izzy Hatibu averages 3 points per game, a very athletic, Tyron Thomas-like player for the Cats. And off the bench, freshman guard Anthony Willis and junior forward Jake Johnson, as well as sophomore guard Jaden Van Stensel. Last game versus Warden Fitzgerald, Cats won 46-38. E.J. Ryans was the MVP of that game, 20 points. Brady Swartz had 12 points. He hit 3 threes. And Izzy Hatibu had 6 points. Cam Ryans held to a season low, 4 points in that game. Keys to this game, probably first Forest Hills knows handle the different looks on defenses that Northern will throw at them. Match the intensity level with them being on their home floor. Close out on the threes because they can really shoot the ball, Ken Northern. And obviously stay out of foul trouble, especially those big 3 that are their 3 main scorers. And try to keep Forest Hills Northern in the 40s. Used to be able to do that the last few years. Might be a little tougher this year. We'll be right back as we take a look at other good games in the area tonight. Take a look at teams in the OK White, who they're playing. And come on back to the Frames Unlimited pregame show. Cats versus the Huskies. It's coming up. Frames Unlimited with many locations. The nearest on Plainfield. Northview grad Kyle Zimdar and longtime Northview supporter Bill Zimdar will provide you with the quality work for all your picture framing needs. Check out their website at framesunlimited.com or call their Grand Rapids North store on Plainfield at 616-364-9529. Frames Unlimited. LVC Financial. Call former Northview grad Ryan Vanderswart and his team at LVZ Financial at 616-394-4994 for all your financial planning needs. LVZ has a hometown atmosphere with the horsepower of a larger firm. Call Ryan for his 25 years of experience or his team today for all your financial planning needs at 616-394-4994. And thank you for your support of Northview Athletics. And we are back here at Forest Hills Northern High School. Some other good games going on in the OK White. We got Lowell's at Forest Hills Central. East Grand Rapids is at Byron Center. Grand Rapids Christian beat last night Greenville only by 13, 70-57. Greenville much improved. So each and every night in the OK White, you have got to come play. If you're off your game, you can take an L. So it's going to be an entertaining OK White conference this year as we started up here against Forest Hills Northern. Other good games in the area tonight. A real good one right off the bat in the OK Gold. Grand Rapids Catholic Central at South Christian right out of the gate. Last few years, those have been by far the best two teams in that league. There's some other good teams in that league, but those two, one of those usually wins it, and they usually have close games, so that'll be an exciting one at South Christian. Zeeland West at Wyoming out of the green, and then also out of the green, Mona Shores at Muskegon, Reefs Puffer. So, Coach, your thoughts, any memories come up with you playing maybe here at Forest Hills Northern or some games against Forest Hills Northern?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just a great rivalry. And over the last, 10 years or so, when you said Northern has won, 5 conference championships, and, either me coaching against Joe in 2019 or having my sons play in like 13 and 14 as well. So it's a lot of memories, again, with this rivalry. And, just like you said, Joe Souls always does a nice job, very intense, and you're always going to expect a battle when these two teams match up. And, it should be a great game.
And it's not his first rodeo. The dean of coaches in the OK White, he's been around for a while, so he's used to these types of games.
And when you're talking in terms of what he likes to do, it's pretty much it's always the same. And it's nice to see, he's got some players have developed with skill this year that he's been trying to develop over the last few years. Another interesting point in the pregame was the double teaming of Cam Ryans, and I'm just kind of curious with the big three in Northview, how teams are going to defend those three. Pick your poison, which one you're going to take away. And this being Cam, a sophomore now, he's probably going to see more double teaming this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out, and I'm sure you'll be all over it with your analyzing as the game goes on, and this is going to be a good one. Northview's handled them in the last couple of years, winning by 23 points on average last couple of years against them. 5-game win streak Northview has. But right now we're going to turn things over to the public address announcer here at Forest Hills Northern, and we'll let you listen to the sounds of the Husky Gymnasium here on the East Beltline. The Battle of the Beltline, Wildcats and the Huskies going to be going at it here in just a minute, right after the national anthem that we'll have live for you.
All right, first Friday of the year 2024. Going to get these guys out of Harlem and get the first game going here in just a minute. First, we're going to honor our country together. We're going to recognize those who fought for our country and be grateful for the liberties that we enjoy each and every day. So if you're able and not already, please rise. Gentlemen, move those hats. And let's join together in our national anthem.
Whose stripes and bright stars
Let's welcome the freshman Izzy Akibu. Number 2 is sophomore Jack Gruden. Number 0 is sophomore Cameron Ryan. Number 3 is the junior Brady Schwartz. Number 5 is the senior E.J. Ryan. Northview coached by David Chan. Assisted by Jeff Emma and Derek Brooks. Now let's get these guys out here for the game of the calendar year. The starting 5 for the Huskies. He wears number 3 and he's a sophomore, Kyle Brown. He wears number 24 and he's a junior, Joey Hancock. Number 10 is Mooney DeHabra, Jr. Number 4 is the senior, Drew DeVaja. And number 20 is the senior, John Bardelli. The Huskies are coached by Mr. Joe Soul. Assistant head coach is Corey Anderson. More assistants, Scott Nice, Justin Mueller, Caleb Gilbert, David Fox, program manager Rob Rowe, and the team manager Nathan.
In case you couldn't hear those starting lineups, it's the same as always for Northview. Cam Ryans, Jack Van Proyen, Brady Swartz, E.J. Ryans, and Izzy Hatibu. And for the Huskies, Med Yanis, Kyle Brown, Drew DeHabja, Moody DeHabra, and Joey Hancock. And the tip is won by Forest Hills Northern. And Kyle Brown, the sophomore, will get the ball over to their point guard.
Northview opening up in their typical man-to-man defense, denying the ball.
Bardelli running the point. No one to pass the ball to. Northview denial defense. Ball's knocked out of bounds, going to stay Forest Hills Northern way as Van Proyen almost with the steal against DeHabra.
From the couple of games I've seen so far this year, from game 1 that I saw to the second one, Northview with these young guys made tremendous defensive improvement. Still learning the game, and they just keep improving.
Man defense by the Wildcats. A little short open baseline jumper by Bardelli. Couldn't get the little 8-footer to go. That was wide open. E.J. Ryans comes away with the rebound in the open court, though. He's going to turn it over, does E.J., and Northern coming back with it. Northern have the ball. Will set their offensive set up. The motion offense. A lot of player movement. Try to get some ball movement, which isn't easy to do against the denying Northview defense. Angok has the ball up top. Going to get called for the travel. Did Joey. He drove to the left side and shuffled his feet before he put the ball on the floor. An official right on it calling a travel. Northview will have the basketball. E.J. Ryans will walk it across the timeline. 6:55 just getting going, no score. Cats haven't gotten a shot up. They had turned the ball over on their first possession. Wasn't really a possession. E.J. just kind of feeling the defense out right now. Man defense by Northern. Cam Ryans has it left wing. Cam's going to drive the left baseline, gets cut off, double team. Northview swings it around. E.J. Ryan stops, pops from 15, in and out, no good. Angok for Northern with the rebound. Gets it over to Bardelli. Bardelli is going to dribble drive. Shot up, partially blocked, no good. Gets his offensive rebound. Left hand put back by Bardelli's no good. Cam Ryans comes around with it for Northview. He's going to go coast to coast. Angot's going to block his shot as he was trying to get it off. As Cam thought he got fouled, looking for the call from the official, thought he got hit on the arm, but Northern will have it. No score here, 2 minutes into the ball game.
A little bit slow moving game and a little sloppy to start.
Another travel, a turnover. DeHabra had a nice shot fake, dribble drived in, looked like he was going to get an easy layup, but he shuffled his feet before he put the ball down.
Yep, third turnover in the first couple of minutes. You can tell, it might be a little bit of the holiday layoff, a little rusty, both teams.
Wildcats have it. A little shuffle cut, their motion offense. Kind of a dribble drive offense they like to do where they try to get some dribble penetrates, a lot of pick and rolling. And they'll try to spot up, shoot some threes, and try to get inside. There's an inside drive, kick to EJ. He's going to pass it over to his brother, Cam. Cam from the right baseline is going to get the first points of the ball game. Cam Ryans with the big three was held to 4 points in his last ball game against Warren Fitzgerald.
Love what EJ did right there, making that extra pass for a wide open Cam Ryans.
Cats lead it 3-0 on the Cam Ryans three. Going to get a foul called on Northview, a little reach-in foul.
A lot of time,
Jack Van Proyen.
A lot of times officials kind of like to set the tone for the game, first 2 to 3 minutes of the game, and they'll call plays like that. Maybe later in the game they won't.
Hatibu for Northview is going to steal the inbounds pass. They're trying to get it to Angok, and Hatibu's going to go all the way, coast to coast, and the freshman scores it. Izzy Hatibu.
Wow, that is so impressive as a freshman, right over their big 6'8" center.
5-0 Wildcats. Northern in years past has been having trouble scoring the ball. And against this Northview defense, a lot of teams have trouble scoring the ball. Going to get another turnover against the Cam Ryans physical defense up in his face. And John Bardelli, the point guard, turns it over. Coming into the ball game now, it's going to be Tyler Fuss. He's going to replace Dabaja.
Boy, Northview's defense, a lot of ball pressure, moving their feet very well, is giving Northern some fits right now. On the other hand, Northern, their defense, more sagging, packing the middle, not as much ball pressure as what Northview.
Dabaja leaves the game. Into the game, EJ Ryans, three ball on the way, no good. Front irons it. Looking to come in. Peyton Pasco, a junior, at the scorer's table right now. There's a nice left-handed finish all the way in. Kyle Brown, the sophomore, gets Northern on the board for their first two. 5-2 Wildcats. Going to get a blocking foul. Moody DeHabra.
Probably one of the staples of Joe Souls, the way he likes to play, is get the ball up the floor pretty fast. Northview scores, and nobody stops the ball. He's able to get down the lane and score on that last possession for Northern to get him on the board.
Moody's first foul for Northern. Northview has it underneath their own basket. They're going to call a timeout. They could not inbound the ball, as nice scouting from Forest Hills Northern as the Wildcats couldn't inbound it. 5-2. We'll be right back as Northview takes that timeout. Check out New Beginnings Restaurant, located at 5200 Northland Drive. Dine in or call for takeout at 616-988-9650. Great food at a great price. Open daily 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. New Beginnings Restaurant. Cats lead it early on here, 5-2. Coach, your first impressions here? Both teams just kind of feeling each other out.
Yeah, and we played a half quarter. Northern's got 4 turnovers right now, so that's pretty high. They need to settle in a little bit. For whatever reason, they just played Tuesday, so it's not a long layoff for them.
Tightly officiated ball game. You have to adjust to it. Cam Ryans out of bounds, gets a three halfway down, rims out. Nice out of bounds play there that time for the Wildcats. Got a 3 out of it. Turnover by Northern. Angok turns it over as Anthony Willis gets his paw on it into the game. The freshman for Northview. Swartz from 3 from the left baseline knocks it down. Brady Swartz, who hit 3 threes in his last game. His first shot he knocks down a 3. The Cats lead it 8-2.
And that's the way Northview wants to play. Turnover. EJ gets the ball up the floor and spots Brady for a wide open 3 off transition.
Good pressure defense by Northview. Northern having all kinds of trouble. Ooh, they're going to get called. Cam just got into his body a little too much. Cam Ryans with the foul.
Yep, and I know that official's made a couple calls already. I know him personally, and he calls the game pretty tight. But like you said, Coach, no matter how they're going to call it, you got to be able to adjust your game.
Northern inbounds it. Bardelli going to set things up. Their point guard, senior point guard. He's gets the ball over to Fuss. Fuss shot to Angok. 18-footer from the baseline, no good. And rebound in there by Hatibu. Izzy doing a nice job, the freshman star. Speaking of Izzy, he gets a nice feed from from E.J. Ryans, finds Izzy Hatibu, who scores the easy one underneath. And timeout, Joe Souls in the Forest Hills Northern Huskies. He doesn't like this 10-2 start here as the Huskies having trouble scoring the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Northview's defense, starting out very well. They got, they're being extremely quick. And I just can't say enough about EJ early here, EJ Ryans, and just seeing the floor so well and setting up people so well, and that's just a sign of a great point guard.
He finds Izzy right underneath the hoop as he was well away from the basket was EJ. And like you said, his court vision, and he fires one right into him. And an easy layup 2-footer for Izzy. He's got 4 points. He had 6 his last ball game against Warren Fitzgerald. Does a nice job. Does not play like a freshman. Does Izzy. Izzy and Angok going at it right now. Izzy's got to kind of watch himself so he doesn't pick up a cheap one. As Northern throws it around the perimeter, a little baseline drive by Pasco. It's no good. His ball was knocked out of bounds. Northern will have it underneath their own basket. 2:48 left in the first quarter. 10-2 Wildcats if you're just joining us. Bardelli has it, gets to the free throw line. Angok's going to dribble drive. Nice defense by the Wildcats. Bardelli's going to try to get into the lane. 8 going to get a push. Cam Ryans going to pick up his second foul, I believe. Jake Johnson quickly off the bench for the Wildcats, going to be coming in for Cam. As with 2:39, Cam's going to have to sit with 2 fouls.
Yeah, kind of a, another one that wasn't a lot of contact, but,
You must adjust. It's pretty obvious they're calling things close. Kyle Brown with the basketball, the sophomore, really good player for Forest Hills Northern. Izzy is checking him right now. Almost gets the steal, does get the steal, gets on the floor. Izzy gets the ball, and he stepped out of bounds with his foot. But nice hustle there by the freshman, getting on the floor, scrapping Izzy Hatibu.
Yeah, you can tell the confidence just growing with him, from what I've seen from him earlier in the season. Kind of that freshman deer in headlights, and now it looks like, he knows what's going on the floor. He's got some confidence, and he's not afraid of anything.
2 freshmen on the floor for Northview right now. Anthony Willis is in there as well. Jake Johnson, so a lot of subs here for the Wildcats a little earlier than normal because of the foul trouble. 3 ball on the way from the left baseline by Fuss. Can't get it to go. And Hatibu with the big rebound. E.J. Ryans has it. He gets in the lane. Shot up, no good. A lot of contact, no call.
Yeah,
but
like they got
there's
him on
Izzy with the offensive rebound. Willis has it, top of the key. He's going to dribble drive. Nice feed inside. We're going to get an offensive foul as Willis left his feet. Had a nice little bounce pass. He should have jump stopped. Nice little bounce pass. He had Izzy for a layup, but ran into the defender. He'll learn that.
Yeah, I think they actually called that out of bounds. I don't think they called the charge on that, but you're exactly right, Coach. I mean, it's that fundamental jump stop.
Got an easy little bounce pass for a dunk probably for Izzy.
It would have been.
Angok, tough shot off the glass, no good, as Northern having difficulty getting anything going. Johnson with the rebound for the Cats. Coast to coast, EJ high glasser, no good, and there's Jake Johnson in for the rebound. We got a whistle before the shot, though, as Jake got the offensive rebound, put it back in, but no bucket. He's going to say he was fouled on the floor.
It's interesting. It looks like the last couple takes by Northview, there's quite a bit of contact and maybe even raking them across the arm, yet out away from the basket, a little bit of contact that they are calling. So got to take it strong to the bucket.
Out of bounds underneath. Northview does their 1-4 low right along the baseline as they always do. They get it out top. E.J. Ryans. 1:28 left in this first quarter. Cats with an 8-point lead. Low scoring 10-2 ball game. Swartz gets it to Hatibu. Gets it over to EJ. Jake Johnson, top of the key, is going to throw it away. Jake trying to get it to the freshman Anthony Willis. Miscommunication, throws it out of bounds. Turnover Wildcats.
Yeah, on that motion offense that Northview runs, a swing, and when you move the ball the other side, you can't assume he's just going to be open as soon as you turn.
With the basketball, Kyle Brown kind of running the point show right now. Gets it over to their true point guard, Bardelli. Bardelli gets it over to Giannis just into the ball game. Led Giannis for Northern, who's a senior, going to get a foul on Northview. Foul's going to be on Jake Johnson, his first. Team's fourth. One more, and we'll be in the double bonus here for the Huskies.
Yeah, the official's going to be rewarding playing defense with your feet, not with the reaching, for sure.
52 seconds. They inbound it. They do get the ball into Dehabra. Dehabra now gets handoff to Brown. Brown three, a long three, no good. And Northview comes down with the rebound. Swartz going to go coast to coast with the rebound. Misses the layup. Had a good look at a layup. And just rolled it off the rim. Northern could not secure it, though. It goes out of bounds. Northview's going to have it underneath their own basket. Out of bounds play. 10-2 Cats. Anthony Willis, the freshman from Northview, coming back in for the other freshman, Izzy Hatibu.
33 seconds to go here. If Northview gets something, a good look early, look for them to go for that last shot of the quarter.
They're out of bounds, 1-4 set low. They do a couple different things out of it. EJ gets it inside to Swartz, who had taken the ball out, posted up low, turnaround jumper, back iron, no good, but Van Proyen working hard, keeps it alive for Northview. Swartz, little 8-footer, can't get that one to go. Brady a little cold early on here, although he has hit a three. A shot up and no good. Could have been a goaltend there. Boggiano misses the little jumper. EJ had slapped the backboard, thought maybe going to get a technical foul or a basket interference, but no call. 3 seconds left. We're going to get a reaching foul on Pasco for Northern.
And again, it's pretty consistent with how they've called it this first half, kind of both ways there. But yeah, Coach, I agree with you. I thought that could have been a goaltend on the other end.
He rattled the backboard when he slapped it.
But I really liked Northview's last possession. They looked for Brady Swartz. He had a mismatch down on the post. What I don't like about it is he shoots a fadeaway. If you're going to take a shot with that much time to go in the quarter, let's get something to the basket rather than that fadeaway.
E.J. Rhymes will sideline inbound it. They get it to Swartz, who throws it inside. Bad pass, nothing doing, and that's going to do it here at the end of one. Northview 10. Forest Hills Northern held to 2 points by that pesky Wildcat defense, but a little foul trouble as Cam Ryans has 2 fouls. We'll be right back. 10-2. Cats lead it. For all your home improvement services, check out Northview grads Greg and Darcy Tool at toolconstruction.com or their Tool Construction Facebook page. You can call them at 616-443-2284. Greg is a licensed and insured builder and has owned the business for 15 years. Call them today for a free estimate. Team IT. Call owners Brady or Sam at 616-591-3139 for all your computing needs. They specialize in business IT, consulting and security, as well as managed IT solutions. Team IT. Well, the only 2 points for Forest Hills Northern by the sophomore, their leading scorer, Kyle Brown. No one else has scored for Northern. Cats have only had 3 players score. Cam Ryans with 3, Brady Swartz with 3, and Izzy Atibu, the leading scorer in the game, with 4.
Yeah, it's been, that was, sloppy first quarter, I think, by both teams. For Northern to be down only 8 by the way they've played, I think they should feel fairly happy with that. I think Northview probably should have a bigger lead than what they do, actually.
I agree with you. Northview will have the basketball. E.J. Ryan is going to bring it across the timeline, set things up for the Cats. Still against man defense. Northern hasn't really mixed things up against Northview. Pretty much has played straight man against them. I thought I'd see some zones, some half-court trapping, and things like that. Cam Ryans tries to get the ball to Van Proyen, almost throws it away. Izzy comes up with it, always around the ball. Cam stops, pops, no good. There's Izzy, offensive rebound. Izzy Habitu dominating this game. Kind of a wild shot underneath, though, couldn't get it to go, and Northern will come away with it. Very active freshman for Northview, Izzy, having a good ball game in this first half.
Yeah, he seems very active so far.
Boggiano has the basketball for Northern, gets it over to Giannis. Giannis back to Boggiano, being checked by Ryans. EJ, that is. Boggiano's going to dribble drive. EJ cuts him off. Back cut, turnover. as Van Proen comes away with it for Northview. He's going to almost throw it away. Kind of a sloppy holiday kind of basketball game.
Yep. Definitely. They'll settle in, take a little bit of time, but
Northview will have the basketball underneath their own basket as Northern couldn't corral the bad pass. And EJ will take it out underneath their own basket. The 1-4 set low again. Almost turned it over as that ball's Habra knocked it away.
And Northern continuing their pattern of continuous substitutions too. So
Baja just into the ball game for Northern. Baja going to be checking Cam Ryans. Cam being checked by DeBaja right now. Izzy swings at EJ, 3 on the way. Air ball, too hard, but there's Brady Swartz to get the miss, and Brady is going to put it back for the putback. He's got 5 points, leading scorer in the ball game. Biggest lead of the game for Northview, 12-2. Northern having all kinds of trouble getting some looks and getting the ball to go in the hole. They're stuck on 2 points in the first 10 minutes of this ball game.
Yeah, I think combination of Northview stifling pressure on the ball defense, and Northern just cold.
Away from the ball, a little handsy, they said, was E.J. Ryans. His first foul. First foul. New rule, they redo the fouls each quarter. As soon as you hit 5 fouls in a quarter, it is no longer 1-and-1 shooting. You get 2 free throws. So first foul in this second quarter for Northview. Dribble penetration by the Huskies, going to throw it away. That ball was thrown away by DeHabra, coast to coast. Izzy Hatibo is having his best ball game I've seen him play. Coach said he played very well down at Warren Fitzgerald.
Boy, you can just see it in his eyes too. He's just having fun, and he's just getting more and more confident.
And there's a steal by Izzy, 2-on-1. Izzy's going to go lob. Ooh, didn't finish that. 2-on-1. Poor decision right there by Izzy. Turns it over as Northview should have scored on the 2-on-1. Quickly the other way, and just like that, a 3-ball goes down by Kyle Brown. He's got all 5 of Northern points. Big mishap there. That old bounce pass on the 2-on-1,
yeah.
Coach.
It comes down to, having these young players, and they make a lot of great plays, but then they show you as a freshman, just that play that's not fundamental.
Easy fundamental 2-on-1 break that you work on every day in practice that 95% of them go in.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to lob it to EJ and didn't quite get there. Turned it over.
That was a nice drive to the bucket right there by Northview. Very surprising. It wasn't an E&1. They called it on the floor.
They did call it on the floor. Foul right there was by Joey Angak, his first. Northview has underneath their own basket. They did get it into Cam Ryans. Cam's going to drive into the lane. Shot
a
up,
lot of contact.
No good. EJ up high. Got rattled. You may be hearing Coach Channer right now. He's looking for the fouls. Like you say, a lot of physicality around the hoop, around the perimeter. You can't touch him.
That's exactly how it's being called. And, it's important that as a coach, you got to be able to pick up on that and relay that to your players. This is the way it's going to be.
14-5, Cats up 9, 4:44 left in this first half. Bardelli with the basketball, very patient Northern offense right now, turned it over as there's Brady Swartz with the steal. He's going to slam it home going the other way. Brady Swartz with the steal and the dunk at the other end, and that gets the Northview crowd into it, and so Coach Souls is going to try to stop that momentum. He calls timeout as the Cats lead at 16-5. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. Jarash Heating and Cooling. Call them at 616-647-0084 for all your heating and cooling needs. They're located just off West River Drive in Comstock Park. Ryan and Dave Jarash have owned this local company for over 40 years. Call them for all your heating and cooling needs. Well, Coach, a stifling Northview defense is the story here as Northern having trouble getting shots off, number one. And when they are, the only player to score, Kyle Brown, their leading scorer, has got 5 points.
Yeah, buckets are hard to come by. You can see Coach Souls very frustrated. I think both coaches are a little bit frustrated with how it's being officiated. But, again, Northview feeds off their defense, and I really like the way that they're attacking the offensive boards as well. Another thing, I'm just so impressed with Brady Swartz in terms of seeing his transformation from last year to this year, his strength, his athleticism. He's brought it up a few notches. Just so impressed with Brady.
No doubt about that. He has upped his game. Northern will have it. Dribble drive, penetration inside. Cut off by Swartz. As Brown couldn't get anything going there, he's going to get it outside now to Bardelli. Bardelli being checked. There's a reach away from anything up top. You get any kind of arm or anything, it's going to get called. Any kind of reach.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Chana, he's working the officials, and I don't know if it's going to do any good. I think
they're consistent with their calls.
Yep,
inside.
It is going both ways.
Bit. Outside, get off him. First foul right there by Brady Swartz. Northview second. Team foul in the second quarter. To the basket, up and in. Can't get it to go. Kyle Brown, but he gets his offensive rebound, kicks it out to Bardelli. Extra possession here. We're going to get a battle inside. Angok and Van Proyen have given up about 4 inches to Angok, the big 6'8" player for Northern. And Van Proyen's going to come out of the ball game. Anthony Willis is going to enter.
Well, I don't think I've seen a game where so many little tic-tac fouls on the outside, yet going to the bucket, there's a lot of contact.
Which does not favor Northview, because that's kind of their MO, is get up in people and just deny the heck out of people, make it tough to get anything going.
Yeah, the key, can they keep that pressure without fouling? You don't want to put them on the line for 2 shots.
3:40 left in this first half. Bardelli with the basketball. There's Brown, the sophomore, shot up and in. He thought he got hit on the arm. Gets the shot to go. It's going to be a 2-point shot.
That's a very tough shot. Looked like one of our guys got a hand on it, and he had to double clutch it from about 13 feet.
And he actually got bumped on the arm a little bit. He wanted to call. 16-7. Wildcats lead it by 9, have the basketball. Johnson for Northview gets it over to Swartz. E.J. Ryans gets it to brother Cam. Cam stops, pop from the left elbow, 15-footer, gets it to go. Cam Ryans with 5.
Boy, Coach, I love to see that mid-range game. He had fake, one dribble, up with that nice jump shot. Just love the mid-range game.
18-7, Cats by 11, 2:52 left. The sophomore feeling it from deep, no good, Kyle Brown. But there's the rebound by Northern. They get the ball back inside. The Baja goes back up. He's going to get fouled.
He's a pretty thick kid right there, a little bit stronger, and with the freshman Anthony Willis, and a little bit of contact there. He's got to go maybe more straight up.
DeHabra is going to be shooting that free throw. Moody, his real name Muhammad, likes to be called Moody. He missed the first free throw. Coming into the ball game for the Huskies, Bogiano back into the game. As DeHabra will try to knock down the second free throw attempt here. Misses that one also. Cam Ryans with the rebound. He's in the open court with 2:35 left in the half. Cam still on the dribble drive. Gets all the way to the basket. Shot is up, no good. And we're going to get a foul on Northern, as looks like Cam will be going to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That was very similar to DeHabra's take. When you take it strong like that, and as Cam did right there, and then there's contact, more often than not, you're going to get that. And for tonight, that's extremely important.
Moody DeHabra with his second foul, the team's second in this quarter. Cam knocks down the free throw, much improved free throw shooter from last year.
And that's a great thing, because over the next 2.5 years, this young man's going to shoot a lot of free throws the way he plays his game.
Back irons that one of 2 for Cam. Cats lead it by 12, 19-7. Ties their biggest lead of the ball game. 7 points for the Huskies here in the first 14 minutes of the ball game. Shot up, no good. Dribble drive in there by Bardelli. Couldn't get it to go. Got a whistle. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Going to go Northview way.
Izzy did a nice job there. The big man, Angok kind of going over his back, and luckily went out of bounds on Northern.
Cam Rhines has it. He dribbles it off his foot. Ball's on the floor. Going to get a jump ball. Coach is trying to get a timeout call, but no possession was actually established, so they couldn't get that timeout.
Just a little sloppy ball handling there by Cam. He's upset with himself.
So Northern will have the basketball with 1:53 left after the turnover by the Wildcats there. Bardelli has the basketball for Northern. He's going to give it over to the sophomore Brown. Tries to cross court along the baseball. Pass along the baseline gets knocked away by Anthony Willis. And Northern will have the basketball underneath their own basket.
I thought that might have hit off the bottom back of the backboard. Would have been out of bounds.
Angok has it on their 1-4 low set like Northview does. Angok's going to slam it home. He caught it up top around the left L. One dribble drive, and he slams it home.
Shows his length and his athleticism right there. Izzy got a little bit, hands in the cookie jar and going for the steal and left the lane wide open to the bucket.
Angok slams it home quickly the other way for Northview. Brady Swartz with the left-hand drive into the lane. He's going to get fouled. Couldn't get the finish, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two.
I think that's one of Brady's strongest things this year, that from where he proved from last year, is that good, strong take to the basket. He just looks so much stronger.
Brady knocks down the first free throw. He was an excellent free throw shooter last year for the Wildcats. This year struggling a little bit early, only in the 60 percentile, but he got that one to go. He's got 8 points, leading scorer in this ballgame. Kyle Brown has 7, leads Forest Hills Northern. Swartz knocks down both free throws. He's got 9. Cats lead it by 12. 21-9, a little over a minute left in this first half. Come on back to the LVZ Financial halftime report, and we'll recap this first half for you. And we'll have some shout-outs for some people listening in this evening. Little backdoor cut, nice find. Medjonas with the finish. Went backdoor on the Wildcats. 21-11, 50 seconds left in the half. Willis, the freshman, has the basketball. Going to get called for a travel. Joe Souls over there helping him officiate. He was calling for the travel, and Willis will come out of the ball game.
I didn't see that travel, but if anything, the call was late, and I think influenced by Joe down there. It looked a little different, but I'm not sure if it was a travel.
10-point lead by the Cats. Cats, good defense, have held Northern to 11 first half points so far. With 35 seconds left in this half. Brown has the basketball. The very good sophomore Angok, the 6'8", got it about 8 feet from the basket. Good defense by Cam. Ryan stops him. They kick it back over and gets it back into Angok. Blocked by Hatibu. Izzy Hatibu blocks Angok, the 6'8" shot, and the Northview crowd likes that one, and it blocked it off him out of bounds. Northview will get it.
Wow, what a great play. Just tremendous here. Got 20 seconds left here.
Hold it for one, I'm guessing. 15 seconds left. EJ will walk it across the half-court line. Usually start things about 7 seconds left. Cat's going to turn it over. Bad turnover right there by Ryans as they hustle back and get a foul. And a big play right there for Northern. Northview looking like they're going to get their last shot. Coach just took off to the water table as he could not bear to watch this anymore, as a big turnover right there by the veteran E.J. Ryans. And Giannis will be going to the free throw line to shoot two.
Yeah, just a little lack of mental concentration right there. Give Giannis a lot of credit there. He had 2 guys bearing down on them for that layup and gave a nice pump fake to draw the foul.
Lefty's a little long on his first free throw. But yeah, when you hold that for that last shot, that's what that means. You are not turning the ball over. You're going to get the last shot. They are not going to score again in that half, and you got to hold it to long enough to where if you do make it or miss it, they don't get a chance to score. and not executed very well by the Wildcats right there. Giannis knocks down the second free throw as he's got 3 points on the ball game. He's going to get checked in for into the game. Nate Luttenhoff to play defense with 2.4 seconds left. Cats got to go 94 feet in 2.4. E.J. Ryan is going to get fouled.
Yeah, they got one to give.
They had one to give. Tyler Fuss with the foul about three-quarter court away.
You would think that there would be more time than 0.8 left there. That was like instantaneous race almost as soon as he inbounded.
0.8 is time for a catch and a shot. Ball's tipped out of bounds, and that's going to be the half right there.
Dangerous pass coming cross court.
As Northview's going to lead it 21-12. Come on back here to the LVZ Financial halftime report. We'll have a recap for you in this ball game. We'll have some statistics in this first half. We'll have some shout outs for you right after we take a few messages from our gracious sponsors. Come on back to the LVZ Financial halftime report. LVC Financial. Call former Northview grad Ryan Vanderswart and his team at LVZ Financial at 616-394-4994 for all your financial planning needs. LVZ has a hometown atmosphere with the horsepower of a larger firm. Call Ryan for his 25 years of experience or his team today for all your financial planning needs at 616-394-4994. And thank you for your support of Northview Athletics. Thank you, sponsors of Northview Athletics, The Score Restaurant, Mike Marsman, Treadstone Mortgage, Ken Jansen of Lake Michigan Insurance Agency, Brandy Block of Green Ridge Realty, Lake Michigan Credit Union, Cutting Edge Builders, Tool Construction, Quality Express Care Center, Lindy Tanis of Tanis Home GR, Legend Signs, Flo's Pizza, Jones Construction, Christian Koff Fundraising, Shannon Swartz of Pure Point Mortgage, Woodland Airstream, Straight Line Fence, Real Food Cafe, AIC Insurance Services, All Flow Plumbing, Applebee's, Golf Cars Plus, Design One Salon and Spa, Discount Home Improvement, Keller Williams, La Fontaine Ford of Grand Rapids. Thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you, sponsors of Northview Athletic Broadcasts, Tool Construction, Greg and Darcy Tool, Frames Unlimited, Kyle Zimdar, LVZ Financial, Ryan Vanderswart, Jarash Heating and Cooling, Ryan Jarash, New Beginnings Restaurant, Cody Kakos, Team IT, Sam and Brady. Thanks for your support.
Something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear.
And we are back here at Forest Hills Northern High School, Huskies Gymnasium here. First true road test for the Wildcats this year. First league ball game, and they go on into the road. And they have a 9-point halftime lead, low-scoring ball game. 21-12 Cats lead it. In the games yesterday, the freshmen, Northview's freshmen, undefeated this year, beat Forest Hills Northern. And yesterday, Northview in a close game, JVs lost their first game of the year. And so there's been a split. Freshman win, JV loses for Northview. And this ball game here, 21-12, Cats lead it by 9. It was 10-2 after the first quarter. Northview up by 8, and then they outscore them by 1. So a pretty even second quarter as Northview outscores them 11-10 in that second quarter as we are here 21-12 at the half. For Forest Hills Northern, Only 3 people have scored for him. Med Giannis has 3 points. Joey Angok with 2, a dunk, nice dunk. Kyle Brown, the sophomore, their leading scorer. He's got 7 points. One of those a 3-ball. Moody DeHabra did not score. He was 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Drew Dabaja did not score, as well as a few other people, as they played quite a few in that first half. For the Wildcats, Cam Ryans with 6 points. Izzy Hatibu had a very good first half. He's got 6 points, played well defensively, good job rebounding. High point man for the ball game, high point man for the Wildcats, Brady Swartz with 9 points. He's hit 1 3. He's got a couple free throws in there. And the Cats lead at 21-12 here at the half. Coach Kaputska joining me now, as he does so often, does a nice job analyzing, keeps some stats on the run here. What do you got for us, Coach?
Well, Northern woke up a little bit in that second quarter, but they're not shooting the ball very well at all. Both teams have taken 18 field goal shots for the game. Northview's at 44% overall, while Northern is 28%. It's kind of a limited possession game. In defensive battle, I think one interesting thing is that, like you said before the game, Joe Souls likes to mix defenses up. He's pretty much gone one defense this entire first half in a good, strong man-to-man defense. The boards look like Northview's up 13-10 overall on the boards, and pretty high turnovers on both teams. Northview with 8 and Forest Hills Northern with 9. So that kind of recaps the statistics from the first half.
Your thoughts on that first half there, Coach? As we mentioned, kind of hard to get in a little bit of a flow, kind of outside. You can't breathe on people. A lot of ticky-tack fouls inside, especially taking the ball to the basket. It looks like you can get a piece of some people and bully them in there a little bit. No calls inside.
Yeah, I know. I think both coaches are frustrated, and I noticed here right before Coach Souls went in, he looked like he was giving quite a lesson to the officials in terms of he was getting very demonstrative in terms of trying to plead his case. But like we said, you got to be able to adjust your game based on how the officials are officiating. And I don't know about you, that's easier said than done. When I'm on the sideline, you continue to get frustrated. But that's where, as a coach, you kind of got to sit back and take in kind of the big picture and say, hey, you know what? This is the way it's being called. We got to be able to adjust to it.
I will say this, even though having trouble adjusting to it, both teams, it's an evenly called game. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's one-sided where one team's getting hosed a little bit more than the other team. I think it's kind of both ways. You having trouble figuring out what's a foul and what's not a foul, affecting things a little bit here, but I'm sure it was talked about at halftime here. Let's give some shout-outs here. A lot of listeners, have some great listenership this year. Sarah Channa, the wife of head coach David Channa. Sometimes when she can't make it to the ball game, I know she listens in. Plus, you can listen in. If it's not live, you can listen in archived also. So I know she listens in. Todd Johnston usually listens in, but I see him across the way over there. Actually taking this one in here, watching his friend Coach Channa. Coach Rick Slater, Ryan Rimpolsky listens in. Tom Doyle listens in. Dorothy Clemens out in Holland. My wife Tammy listens in. I know Steve Massey, friend of mine from Livonia, listens in. Sonny Paul Chesky's here, but Tim, his son, listens in from North Charleston, South Carolina. My daughter and son-in-law, Sarah and Noah DeLongpre, out in Stevens Point, listen in quite often. Dwight Anderson will be listening in tonight. He's going to be heading down to his stomping grounds in Florida here soon. Kathy Snow listens in. David and Chalice Dixon, Nancy Hoffman, Tom Judson all the way out from Hermosa Beach, California listens in. Jerry Phillips in Naples, wintering down there, listens in. A former player of mine, Jason Morehouse, all the way up at Sault Ste. Marie, listens in. Travis and Kyle Zimdar listen in. Jason Middleton, former player at Columbus, Ohio, listens in. I know Scott, Stu, and Jan Sykes listen in. Anna Korakowski and Livonia listen in. Dale and Dodie Rinke listen in. I know Kevin Scudre listens in when he's not at the games. He's at a lot of them. Dave and Sarah Tull. Kara Marsman listens in, Tim Cruisinga, and Laura and Andy Vanderwerf listen in quite often. Sue and Tom Kenny, I know, listen in quite a bit. She listens in from Pennsylvania. And Joe Norot listens in. I know the Kaputska family listens in. You have some shout-outs?
Yeah, and Mike, I just want to thank you for this opportunity, because when I'm unable to make it to the game, I tune in and just love your broadcast too. And my family, I'm babysitting duty tonight. My grandson, Miles Kapuska, along with my wife, Ann, and two former Northview basketball players, my daughter, Danielle, and son, Joe, listening in tonight. So
nice. A lot of listeners. We had a good listenership. I'm glad we can bring this to you because of our sponsors allow us to do this. The LVZ Financial, Tool Construction, Jerash Heating and Cool, Frames Unlimited. A lot of former Northview basketball players stepping up with their nice businesses that they run and in the community. Some not in the community, but stepping up and allowing this to happen.
That's just great. And just to see the support from former Northview basketball players, from your players, my players during the year, Coach Chalmers, and even before then, it's nice to see them around.
Cats will have the basketball to start this second half. 21-12, Northview leads it, and they have the basketball. They get into their set, and they're going to turn it over. No, Hatibu's going to, there is going to be a turnover going the other way. Kyle Brown for Northern. He's going to try to take it all the way, draws contact. And Jack Van Proyen is going to get the first foul of the second half.
And I know Jack right there, he made a great effort, and he was kind of surprised by the foul, but I think that one was a good call. I think he was a little bit late, and the contact was a little bit early.
It's his third foul for Van Proyen. And going to the free throw line will be Kyle Brown, the sophomore, leading scorer for him on the year, leading scorer in this ball game for Forest Hills Northern. Knocks down the first free throw. He's got 8 points. Second leading scorer in the game next to Northview's Brady Swartz, who has 9.
And he's kind of, carried this Northern team struggling. He needs some support.
Brown knocks them both down. Nice player. Cam Ryans as well as Kyle Brown, two of the better sophomores in this area. In the same game here tonight at Forest Hills Northern. Battle of the Beltline. Cats have it with the 7-point lead. Closest Northern has been in a while. Another ticky-tack up top foul. Bardelli with the foul. Kind of a loose ball situation. There's really no harm, no foul, but they've been consistent up top. If you're out front handling the basketball and you touch him, you're going to get called for a foul.
You're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
Izzy gets it over to EJ. EJ will set things up for the Wildcats. They get into a 1-4 low set play. Cam Ryan's going to shoot a 3 from deep. Back iron no good. Little long, and away comes Bardelli with it for Northern. They got a 2-on-1 going the other way. Almost a turnover. Bardelli gets it over to Brown. Sophomore shoots a 3 just short. We're going to get away from the basketball underneath after the missed shot. Going to get a foul away from the ball. Moody DeHabra is going to get a push in the back, trying to rebound that ball. Northview will have it with the 7-point lead. 7 minutes left in this third quarter.
Boy, just a tough to score, limited possessions right here. You got to take care of the basketball. Only that 7-point lead for Northview. So Northern hanging in there. That
can evaporate in a hurry because this is a good 3-point shooting Northern team. As you notice, Northview is running them off the line. And Proyen swings it left, Swartz. Northview 4 or 5 passes already, and this disciplined offense going to get a lot of touches, try to break them down. 4 more passes, left wing now EJ has it. EJ step back 3, short. No good. We're going to get a foul on Van Proyen. That's going to be his 4th. So a starter from Northview, the sophomore Jack Van Proyen, is going to pick up his 4th foul, and he will come out of the game. And Jake Johnson, not much drop-off, though, when Jake Johnson comes in, one of those players from Northview that they've had for so many years, a role player that comes off the bench that will just do everything you need him to do.
Yeah, and I love Jake's game. He's a garbage man. He plays great defense. He does all the little things, rebounds. And going back the last 2 possessions with Northview, I just not real happy. It seemed like kind of early fade-away 3-point shots.
Shot selection can be a little better. Speaking of shots, a long 3 ball by Brown is no good. Northview comes down with the rebound. EJ gets it back to Brady. Brady in the lane, going to get fouled, touch foul, down on the low block. by Northern. That foul is going to be on Kyle Brown, his first. The Huskies third in this quarter. Wildcats have 2 fouls with 6 minutes left in this third quarter. An important league ball game, all the league games. 3 ball on the way that time by EJ. Cam with the assist out of the out-of-bounds play. EJ just missed one from that corner, knocks down this next one. His first points of the ball game.
Looked like he had his feet under him in rhythm that time. Much better shot.
EJ with 3 points. As he coming off his high point game with 20. Has been held scoreless until that one right there. Northview's going to get a foul. Ball. That foul is going to be on Izzy Hatibu, his first.
On the shot, too.
Bogiano will be going to the, Sam Bogiano, the junior, will be going to the free throw line. Knocks down the first free throw. He gets his first point to the ball game. Only 4 players have scored for Forest Hills Northern. Only 4 players have scored for Northview. Nothing but net by Bogiano. Looks like a good free throw shooter. He's got 2. Closest, or 24-16 is the score right now. It was, they had cut it to 7. It's an 8-point lead now. Baseline drive by Brady Swartz was fouled right away. So Northview will have it underneath their own basket. Free throw shooting may become an issue here in this ball game.
That was a nice play by Brady right there. Good head fake on the 3-point shot. Had guys flying out at him and ready to take the ball to the bucket.
Cam inside, spin dribble, strong move, goes up. He's going to get fouled by John Bardelli. Nice out-of-bounds play. They get it to EJ. Cam, who took the ball out, flashes into that low block area. EJ's brother knows exactly where he's going to be, gets the ball inside, and when Cam gets it 4 feet from the basket, it's tough to stop.
Nice, very strong move, little dribble drop, going back to his left-hand side there, pick up the foul.
Cam hits every inch of the rim and the backboard. It drops, soft touch, goes in. Cam with 7 points. Cats see if they can get back up by double figures if Cam can hit this one. Cats will be up 10. Nothing but net on the second one. Cam with a 10-point lead by the Wildcats. 26-16, 5:33 left in this third quarter. Bardelli with the basketball, continuing to dribble. Now gets it over to Angok. They've done a pretty good job on Angok. Hatibu on him. Angok fadeaway jumper, gets it to go. I was kind of saying that's a tough shot, but he got it to go down.
Yeah. Fadeaway, probably 10, 11 feet away with a guy in his face. That's not bad defense.
And he knocked it down. He can elevate over with the fadeaway. Tough shot, but got it to go. Did Joey Angok, the junior. And it's 26-18, 8-point lead here by the Wildcats. We're going to stay right here as a quick timeout. I believe Coach Channa took that timeout, or was it?
I think Coach Souls took it right
That's
after the bucket.
That's his third timeout.
Yep, that's what it says up there. And that's so interesting. I'm thinking back to when we played Forest Hills Northern in the district finals in 2019, and Coach Souls, that great team that he had, very rarely took a timeout. And we had that, I forgot, it's 14, 15-point lead in the third quarter, came back to tie it, and never used a timeout in that whole time. But here, younger team, I guess, he's used 3 already. So
you have Ethan Erickson, you don't need to take as many timeouts.
Absolutely.
He hit 11 threes for Ferris the other night. Hit 11 threes
Pure
in Division
shooter.
II basketball.
Pure shooter.
I believe it was a record for a game up there at Ferris State. So he's doing very well up there at Ferris. Playing against the Grand Valley's Jalen Charity. They'll be matched up against each other in the GLIAC there. Cam Ryans gets it, spin dribble. Angok got a piece of it, gets the rebound also. Nice job by Joey Angok, making his presence known here.
6'8" guy altered his shot. A little bit different defense there. Looked like a little half-court trap coming out. Northview handled it well. Just missed the shot.
Bardelli is going to be checked by Habitu. Is going to get called again, 50 feet away from the basket. Any kind of pressure at all. Coach Chan is coming over. Can't believe it.
Yeah, and it's tough to get a rhythm in the game as well. It's probably, it's not fun for the as fun for the spectators to watch when it's so choppy.
So 14 foul for the Wildcats, 5 already for the Huskies. So in this last second half of this third quarter, we're going to be shooting some free throws here on fouls. A little push off by, got the second guy is what usually happens as first, as what you probably heard Coach Chana Engok shoving Swartz, and then Swartz with the retaliation, and they always get the second guy, seem to be. And so Engok's going to be going to the free throw line to shoot 2, away from the ball foul.
Yeah, it looks like Izzy was coming up to set a ball screen right there, and Engok was kind of pushing him from behind there.
Second foul on Brady Swartz. Engok knocks down the free throw. He's got 5, heating up here a little bit. 26-19 if you're just joining us. 7-point lead. This closest, tied for the closest that Northern has been since that first quarter. Misses the second free throw. Cam Ryans with the big rebound. Cam has it. He almost turns the ball over. Brady Swartz helps him out, though. Brady, Euro step into the lane, going to get a foul before the shot, they say, on the ground. So Northview will have the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and 11 fouls here called in under half of a quarter here. We've gone about 3.5 minutes, and we've already got 11 fouls called. That one probably could have been let go, and Brady probably would have scored on that.
Engok with his third foul. That's a big foul. Was called with that foul, and because they're over the limit is Northern. Swartz goes to the free throw line and knocks down the first free throw. He's got double figures with 10. Averages 20 a game, knocks down the second free throw. He's got 11. (28-19), 9-point lead, 4:20. They'll turnover by Northern. Here comes Brady the other way. Another dunk, his second dunk. Gives a little trash talk to a Northern player after the dunk. Brady with 13 with the steal and dunk. Big play right there by Brady Swartz. 11-point lead by the Wildcats. 4 minutes, halfway through this third quarter. Turnover as Dabaja turns it over. Nice job by Hatibu. E.J. Ryan's open court, can't get the finish, but there's Izzy with the offensive rebound. Putback gets hit on the arm. Couldn't get the putback, but what an open court move by E.J. Ryan's. Comes flying through there in the open court. Gets a great look from left, but couldn't finish it.
Yeah, Izzy there to clean up, and Izzy did the dirty work on the other end, too. He's battling the 6'8" center for Northern and anticipated and got that pass down to the post.
Hatibu misses the first free throw.
And I think you hit it on the head earlier, Coach. Going to be a free throw shooting contest.
Yeah, when you get those 5 fouls in a quarter, it's, you got to play defense without fouling. You got to make them earn the points, not at the charity stripe.
Yeah, and our mentor, both of ours, Ken Clemens, used to just say, hate it to put somebody on the line with no defense there in your face for a free throw.
Tebow knocks the free throw down. 31-19, biggest lead in a while for Wildcats. That's their bit tied, I believe, for the biggest lead of the game, with 12. Reach around foul by Brady Swartz. Away from the basketball, he got beat, so he wrapped around trying to knock the ball away, caught him on the elbow, and to the free throw line is going to be John Bardelli for Northern.
Most nights that's probably not called, but the thing is, you got to make them earn that shot going in rather than put them on the line.
Free throw is up and in by John Bardelli, his first points of the ball game. So trying to figure out who exactly that Coach Chan is getting with the official, wanting to know exactly who that's on to see if it's the third foul or not. Missed the free throw, Cam Ryans with the rebound. And 90 feet away from the basket, Forest Hills Northern with the cheap foul. They'll walk the other end, and Cam Ryans will get 2 easy ones at the free throw line. Just silly, though. The players got to adjust. You know, the officials are being very consistent. You breathe on someone way away from the basket, you're gonna get called. It's been consistent. Cam Ryans knocks it down. He's got 9. If he can knock this down, Cam, it will be the biggest lead for the Wildcats, which he does. 10 points for Cam Ryans, 13-point lead by the Wildcats, starting to pull away here a little bit. Northern still in striking distance with 3:32 left in the third quarter. Brown, the super sophomore, has it. He's going to hand the ball off to Giannis. Giannis going to dribble drive, kicks it back out to Bogiano. Might have got away with a walk. Well, a late call, but the right call. They finally did get the call.
I don't know if they called that on
Bogiano called it on some on the other one.
or the next pass. So
Either way, it is a turnover by Northern, as both of them players could have been called for the walk. E.J. Ryans has the basketball. 3:15. Northview's going to spread the floor now a little bit in their half-court offense. Cam Ryans and E.J. going to play way away from the basket. Now they start getting into their set inside. They swing it right side. Swartz. Swartz dribble drive into the lane from top of the key. Gets all the way to the basket and the finish. Brady Swartz with a strong left-handed drive all the way to the basket. Gets the finish, and he'll go to the free throw line looking for the and one.
Again, a nice strong take, and what's more impressive about that is he went up high with his left hand, his offhand, able to score. Very impressive in traffic there.
Swartz, I believe, only had 6 points against Warren Fitzgerald. Knocks down that free throw. He's got 16 in this ball game, 20-point average. He's right at it there. And the biggest lead for the Wildcats, 36-20, a big 16-point lead, starting to pull away. Northern looking to stay in firing distance here. They're a great three-point shooting team, but the Wildcats are up and in them. Speaking of the three, there it goes by the sophomore Brown, no good. And rebound E.J. Ryans. Northview has it in the 16-point lead. E.J. high glasser over the 6-foot challenge by Angok. Big shot by E.J. Ryans. He's got 5.
Yeah, that's kind of like that layup hook and get it over the 6'8" Angok. That was very impressive.
High off the glass.
If he can perfect that for his college game against the length and athleticism D1.
Late call, but they got the right call. The officials, as Giannis dragged his pivot foot, and the coaching staff got that call for him.
Again, Northview's pressure, causing some of these turnovers. And, Coach, one thing that you brought up earlier was running them off that three-point line, this great three-point shooting team. And another aspect of it is, Northview's length. I mean, long arms and their length, it can cover a lot of ground in a hurry. And I think that's frustrating them, on those three-point shots, along with, the ball pressure.
2 minutes left in the third quarter here. Cats have the basketball and their biggest lead by 18. Izzy has it, gets it inside to Cam. Cam spin dribble up strong, going to get called for the foul on the ground, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be 2 shots anyways because they're over the limit. That foul is going to be called on Tyler Fuss, a junior for Northern, and Cam Ryans will be going to the free throw line where he is 5 of 6 at the line here this evening.
And that looks like 5 fouls for Pascal. We got 154 in the third, and their first player is fouled out.
Peyton Pascal, the junior, gets his money's worth coming into the game. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time, but he comes in and shows his presence in there. 5 fouls. He's going to have to come out of the ball game. Entering the ball game is going to be Christian Grantstrom, a junior for Northern. Danger time here for Northern as they got to make a little run here and get back in this thing. Cam knocks down the free throw. Much improved at the free throw line. He thought last year he could be a 78 to 80% free throw shooter. Ended up in the low 60s last year. Started coming on towards the end of the year, but he looks confident this year. Misses that free throw. And 94 feet away from the basket, Atibu with the foul. Foolish fouls, they go the other way, shooting free throws, and it's going to be Joey Angok to shoot 2, where he's 1 of 2 at the line this evening.
Yeah, I think, at the quarter break, one of Coach Chana's things he might want to talk about with his players is let's not give them free shots. Let's just try to play great defense without fouling, make them earn it. Maybe not have our great as good a pressure as we usually do, but
especially when you know they're having trouble getting shots off, you know. Don't do the silly ones up top. They're having trouble scoring to begin with. Make them earn it. Engak misses the first, misses the second, misses both. Habitu, Atibu with the rebound for the Wildcats. Left-handed finish, E.J. Ryans gets into the lane and finish. Nice drive by E.J. Ryans.
a little bit of change of pace there in terms of his speed allowed him to get past the defender. Great finish.
Cats on a huge run here. I believe they're on probably about a 14-0 run. That streak is broke finally by Kyle Brown. He's got 11. Stops a big run there for the Wildcats.
Solid player.
Cam Ryans got into the lane, gets bumped. Doesn't matter if he was in the act of shooting or not. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I guess good news, bad news. This new rule is, you're shooting 2 fouls and earlier, but at the end of this quarter, they wiped clean again. So
Right.
or at least we're not shooting 2 the rest of the way.
Get another shot at not fouling. Free throw is good by Cam. 12 points, most of those at the free throw line. $20-point lead by the Wildcats. Almost have them doubled up. Free throw is missed. Northview almost comes down with a rebound, but Angok will get it for Northern. Kyle Brown, the sophomore, being checked by Cam Ryans. Now they switch off with Atibu on, and Kyle Brown gets all the way to the basket and scores it over Atibu. Anthony Willis for Northview on the drive, just into the game, gets some contact, gets the finish. Nice strong move by the freshman, Anthony Willis. A tough shot, gets it to go.
Very impressive. Showed some strength there, a little double clutcher and some hanging in the air a little bit.
Shot is missed, a little 4-footer, easy one. That time by Brown. Northview with the rebound going the other way. There's Swartz to finish. The assist, Cam Ryans, finish by Swartz. He's got 18. And the Wildcats starting to blow him out here. 46-24, 24 seconds left in the third. High pick and roll. Brown kicks it over left side. Northern will bring it up top, set things back up. Giannis has it, gets it right side. Into the lane. Granstrom, ball's knocked out of bounds. Going to be a turnover on Northern. 11 seconds left in this third quarter.
Now, what a great run here by Northview these last 3 minutes to finish this quarter.
Scored 25 points in this quarter, has Northview.
Spurtability.
Has only 12 points in this quarter. So they doubled them up in this quarter to get the big lead here. 5 seconds left, Cam Ryans, and they're going to get a foul away from the basket. As Tyler Fuss is just wondering this is Cam Ryans. What do I got to do? I got to get up on him a little bit here. He's a good player. Got to let him know he's being guarded. 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Cam Ryans back to the free throw line where he has lived. Only had 4 points last game. Averaging about 19 a game. Misses that one, so he's missed 2 free throws in a row, has Cam. Leading scorer, Brady Swartz with 18. Missed both free throws. He's missed his last 3 as Cam. Swartz with the steal and score. A huge turnover right there by the sophomore Kyle Brown. Careless pass. Brady Swartz steps into the lane, gets the errant pass, and hits the shot as the buzzer goes off. Brady Swartz with 20 as they count that bucket. Brady with 20. Cats lead it 48-24 after 3. We'll be right back. Check out New Beginnings Restaurant, located at 5200 Northland Drive. Dine in or call for takeout at 616-988-9650. Great food at a great price. Open daily 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. New Beginnings Restaurant. For all your home improvement services, check out Northview grads Greg and Darcy Tool at toolconstruction.com or their Tool Construction Facebook page. You can call them at 616-443-2284. Greg is a licensed and insured builder and has owned the business for 15 years. Call them today for a free estimate. After this ball game is over, come on back to the Tool Construction post-game show. We'll have the Drosh Heating and Cooling player of the game. We'll recap the scoring for you in this ball game and have Coach Kaputska's final thoughts and some statistics that he does so well for us, all on the Tool Construction post-game show. Northern will have the basketball, down 24. Northview's got him doubled up. 3-ball on the way by Giannis is no good. Swartz comes down with it for Northview. Swartz in the open court. He's going to go coast to coast, reverse layup, no good. Jack Van Proen got an offensive rebound, had an easy putback, didn't draw a rim with it. Threw it right over the rim and backboard. And Northern comes away with it. Jack wishes he had that one back. Coming into the ball game is going to be Izzy for Van Proyen. A little disgusted with himself.
Yeah.
Coach is laughing over here, so just got Jack laughing about it too.
Yeah, and he missed that point-blank layup and committed his 5th foul, so the poor guy's out now.
A rough 5 seconds there for Jack, but he'll bounce back. He's played very well for Northview in a key role for him, a starter, and he does a nice job guarding the other team's good players.
Yep. A guy that does all the little things and just plays really solid there. Nice take there by Angok, and kind of overpowered the young freshman Tibu. Drew the foul.
Angok will be going to the free throw line. He's missed his last 3 free throws. Knocked that one down, though. He's got 6 points. He's had a nice season so far, averaging in double figures. Averages doubles quite a bit. Joey knocks down both free throws. He's got 7. Kyle Brown leads Northern with 13. Angok 7, so 20 of the 26 points by 2 players for Northern. Northview will have it up 48-26, 22-point leads, a little over 7 minutes left in the ball game. Willis left his feet, got up in the air, passed it. Looked like might have been a charge call. It's going to be called a block, as they said the Northern player slid underneath Willis.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. I'd love to see Anthony right there. Again, like you said earlier, Coach, is take that jump stop. You got a lot of options when you take that jump stop.
You can shoot it yourself. You can go up strong. You can lay up an easier bounce pass. You don't get an offensive charge call. Just lots of things you can do. Play off 2 feet. But he will get rewarded here, and he'll go to the free throw line, does Anthony. The freshman has 3 points in this ball game. His season high. Tied for his season high because he has hit a couple 3 balls for the Wildcats. Misses the second free throw. Got a whistle on the box out. Northern's going to get called for a box out foul.
Yeah, I think Brady Swartz kind of went over his back, but I think what he called was the Northern guy kind of backed into him and had his arms wrapped around back behind him. Call could have gone either way. Typically, you probably see that call go for the guy boxing out.
But it's going to call that a jump ball, no control by both teams, so the arrow will change. Northview's going to have the ball underneath their own basket with 7:18 left in the ball game. Get it to Swartz on the low block. Brady's got a mismatch inside. Going to get called for an offensive foul. That's kind of a flop. Just did a spin move. The player went down and gets the call.
Yep, he's just making a move. He's a very strong kid, and the other kid flopped. And, you hate to see that because he was rewarded for not playing real strong defense, I think. I mean, he's trying his best, but he's just being overpowered. And you can't help it if you're just bigger and stronger than the other kid.
And Brady, with that offensive foul, picked up his 5th foul, so he will hit the bench with his 20 points. So the Cats going to have to play this remaining 7 minutes without him. Cam Ryans with the block shot as Kyle Brown got inside trying to get the layup. Cam says no, and they're going to have to earn it on an out-of-bounds play now. Northern has it underneath their own basket. Jake Johnson in the ball game now as he replaced Swartz. So a couple freshmen on the floor for Northview. Willis and Izzy. 3-ball on the way by Brown. Is short, no good, but they're scrapping, still playing hard. DeHabra offensive rebound. And he gets fouled. Foul's going to be on Jake Johnson.
And we are 1 minute and 6 seconds into the fourth quarter, and Northview's already has 5 fouls, so Northern will be in the double bonus the rest of the way.
So a good teaching moment right here for Coach. You got 7 minutes left in the ball game. You got a big lead. There should not be many fouls at all. Keep that clock running.
Keep that clock running.
You play good enough defense. They're not lighting it up. Do not be fouling. This could be a little teaching moment here for the Cats that could pay dividends down in a different game. DeHabra misses the free throw. He's missed 3 free throws in this ball game. This is another rebound by the Wildcats, Jake Johnson. Jake has the basketball away from the basket, getting pressured by DeHabra. He's going to take him off the dribble now. Goes to the bench. Nice job. DeHabra got up in him, and he said, I'm taking you off the dribble. Went all the way to the basket. Nice take. Gets fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Jake looks at his teammates and kind of gives them a look of who would have thunk it. With 2 starters already fouled out for Northview, and Northview goes, 7 deep with their bench, 2 deep in the bench, and so they're going to get some significant playing time here, maybe going a little bit deeper, a little bit faster into this fourth quarter.
That was Mohamed DeHabra's 5th foul, so he will exit the ball game. Coming in is going to be Bogiano Sam. See if Jake can knock down some free throws here. So he hits his first free throw of the season. Jake will have another, knocks him down.
It's good to see right there, Jake, stepping up, very confident in those 2 free throws.
25-point lead by the Cats, 51-26, 6:33 left in the ball game. How about Dabaja gets it outside. Angak, a 3, no good. Anthony Willis, the small freshman point guard, can get up a little bit. Got the rebound, knocked away. Actually, he's going to be called for a foul, is Dabaja. Dabaja's first foul, the team's 4th. So from here on out, all fouls will be 2 shots for both teams. Has been for Northern for a little while here. A little over 6 minutes left in the ball game. Cats have this one in hand. Got them nearly doubled up. 25-point lead. Probably see some substitutes coming in here in a couple minutes, but still a lot of time. 6 minutes. 3-point shooting team. You knock 4 of those down in a row, and you got a ball game again. Northview taking the air out of the ball, being very patient. Motion offense. Swing it right side. Cam now breaks down the defense. Euro step in the lane and finishes. Just what you want to do with the big lead. Milk the clock and then get a layup out of it.
Love their patience right there and got a great take by Cam.
53-26, more than doubled up. Shot is missed by Brown. E.J. Ryan's with the rebound. He's going to come coast to coast all the way, spin dribble, and scores it. E.J. Ryan's spin move is so quick and blow by people and does a nice job finishing. 55-26. A little over 5 minutes left in this one. Cats. Next ball game will be Tuesday. Lowell at Northview. We'll have that one for you. 2 home games next week. As then it's the big one. Grand Rapids Christian at Northview next Friday. Ball is turned over by Dabaja. For Northern, Cats will have it. That game, Lowell game, going to be having Ken Jansen, former Northview player, and a sponsor of Northview Athletics is going to be my broadcast partner for that one.
Hey, how is Lowell this year, Coach?
Well, as Northview can tell you from last year, same kind of team as last year. 2 of those same players that did them in last year who beat Northview. Probably will finish 6th or 7th in the league. But like you say, if you don't play well, they can get you.
Yeah, got the potential to come up and bite you.
Cam Ryans knocks that two-pointer down from deep. 16 points for Cam. Angok step back 15-footer, no good. Off the spin move. Here comes Cam Ryans. Angok trying to get him, and Cam's going to finish with the left hand.
It's 3 in
nice
a row.
Move.
He's feeling it. Just such good body control. I love what he does, with the ball going to the bucket.
Cam with 18. Brady Schwartz, who's on the bench now with 5 fouls, with 20. Northview emptying their bench here a little bit. Van Stensel about ready to come in. Turnover by Bogiano. Look out, here's Izzy, the freshman. Went to go dunk it awkwardly. I think he hurt his knee.
He did.
He went up and he hurt his knee. He was had a breakaway, went to dunk it. His knee gave out on him.
Something gave out.
But ends up Northern comes away with the ball. Hopefully Izzy is okay.
It looked funny.
He's walking gingerly, but he is walking under his own power. He was going to go up to slam it. Got no lift because his knee went out on him as he was going to dunk that breakaway. He comes out of the ball game, and Stensel, the sophomore, Jaden, will come in for him. He was ready to check in anyways. 3:49 left, 59-26. 33-point lead by the Wildcats. It's been all Northview in this second half, as they only led by 9 at the half. Free throw is good by Brown. He's got 14. Nice young player here for Forest Hills Northern. Knocks them both down. Kyle Brown, the sophomore, with 15. 3:43 left in the game. EJ's still in it, gonna run the show. Just kind of keeping it just across half court. Northview's gonna spread the floor a little bit. EJ will break him down, stops, pops from the free throw line, banks it in. I didn't hear him call bank, but he'll take it.
Yeah. Nice take there. He had that jump stop we talked about.
Pulls up right at the free throw line. Had a good look, banks it in. EJ with 11. Just over 3 minutes left. Nate Lutkenhoff gets it over to the sophomore Brown. Brown gets in the lane, gets a shot off. He's going to get fouled, missed the shot, but he'll be going to the free throw line to shoot 2. Kyle Brown. Nice looking young player here for Forest Hills Northern.
Yeah, he is. He plays with a lot of confidence, and he's done a great job here tonight. He just hasn't had a lot to go with him.
Key in this ball game, as we have kind of talked about a little bit here as Brown hits that first free throw, was limiting Northern with their threes. They're a good three-point shooting team. They've only hit one because they're not allowing them to get them off. They're running them off the line.
Yeah, and it looks like the ones they are shooting have been a little bit hurried and probably not, used to that.
61-30, 3:09 left in this one. Again, come on back to that Tool Construction post-game show. We'll have our Jerash Heating and Cooling player of the game. We'll recap this one for you quickly. And girls game is following here. Shot is up and in. I don't see a three-point.
Nope, it was a 2.
All right, it was a 2. I didn't see the signal for a 3. Cam just inside the 3. Knocks down a 2. He's got 20, tied with Brady for leading scorer, and they both at their average, 20 points per game. Bardelli has the basketball. Gets it over to Giannis. Huskies trying to get some points going here. DeRoos into the ball game, hands it off to Gardelli, who's going to lose it, but then he gets it back. Shot is up and good. John Bardelli sticks with it, gets the bucket and fouled. Cam Ryans fouls him. 2:22 left in the ball game. Alex Armstrong, the senior, coming in. Mark Armstrong's son, former player of mine at Northview. He's going to be replacing Jake Johnson. Cam Ryans coming out of the ball game with his 20. So we got for Northview Willis, Armstrong, Van Stensel, E.J. Ryan still in, and Elliot Buchan.
Checking in the game, number 30 for the Huskies, Andrew Fox.
Huskies have it. underneath their own baskets. It was knocked out of bounds. Crowder, the freshman, into the ball game, gets a nice feed into the bag. Man, DeRoos scores it. Nice little left-handed hook inside. Makes his presence known. Hadn't had a whole lot of playing time, but scores it well inside.
Yeah, made a nice move inside over the smaller Willis.
EJ from 3, popped no good, but there's Van Stensel. Offensive rebound put back, won't go either. And Northern will come away with it. Northern swings on a nice pass inside. DeRoos with the nice find inside. Lutkenhoff gets the bucket for Northern. 63-36, 1:36 left. Brady Becker ready to check in for the Wildcats, the junior. Also looking to check in next dead ball is going to be Mason Good, another junior. Going to get a foul on Northern. That foul is going to be on Nate Lutkenhoff. Minute 19 left. E.J. Ryan's going to be going to the free throw line. He'll be coming out if he knocks these free throws down, because we got a couple players from both squads going to be entering the ball game here. EJ misses the free throw.
23, Mason Good checking in for the Wildcats. Number 50, Jacob Cuthill.
Anthony Willis is going to be coming out of the ball game. Mason Good enters for Northview. And there's EJ's 12th point of the ball game as he does knock down the second free throw. Gets a high five from Coach Channa, 64-36. Armstrong pressuring. Buchan now on the defensive. Brady Becker now. Becker challenges Lutkenhoff, but Lutkenhoff scores it over him in the lane. 64-38. With the basketball running the point now, Van Stensel, the sophomore for Northview. Armstrong has the basketball for the Wildcats. Van Stensel, right baseline. Gets it up top. Becker. Becker swings it to Armstrong. Armstrong, left baseline. Mason Good. 3 ball on the way. No good. Right in front of the student section of Northview. Was ready to erupt if that would have gone down. Northern has it. 3 ball on the way. The other way is no good by Crowder, the freshman. And Van Stensel will have it for Northview. Van Stensel swings it over. 3 ball on the way. Buchan is no good from 3. And Northern will have it. 64-38, 14 seconds left in this ball game. 3 ball on the way by Northern's. Fox, no good. Wildcats come down with it. Good has the basketball. Going to get called for travels. He was trying to pass the ball inside to Buchan, but traveled before he got rid of it. And that sound is the final horn as Northview wins it, 64-38. Come on back to the Tool Construction post-game show. We'll have the Drosh Heating and Cooling player of the game for you. Cats win it, a big one here on the road against their rival, neighborhood rival in the Battle of the Beltline. Cats win it 64-38. Come on back to the post-game show. Team IT. Call owners Brady or Sam at 616-591-3139 for all your computing needs. They specialize in business IT, consulting and security, as well as managed IT solutions. Team IT. LVC Financial. Call former Northview grad Ryan Vanderswart and his team at LVZ Financial at 616-394-4994 for all your financial planning needs. LVZ has a hometown atmosphere with the horsepower of a larger firm. Call Ryan for his 25 years of experience or his team today for all your financial planning needs at 616-394-4994. And thank you for your support of Northview Athletics. And we have some player interviews for you here this evening. As with us is Jake Johnson, the junior here for the Wildcats, as well as sophomore Cam Ryans. As the Wildcats win at 64-38, we'll start with Cam first. Cam, big 20 points for you. Talk about this big win on the road, your first true road game in a hostile environment here at starting league play. Talk about your game today.
Every road game is going to be a challenge, especially in conference play. They got a great coach. They scout us probably every day of the week. One of their players told me this is their biggest game, so, we got treated like our biggest game. And, our defense really led us to the win today, They run amazing sets. They expose our denial defense with a lot of back cuts. So that was a great team that we played, and we just got to stay locked in, and that's how we get wins.
And then we have Jake Johnson with us, the junior here at Northview. Jake, I love that when you come off the bench, you're always ready to play. You're a key reserve for the Wildcats, one of those true Northview players who just are hard-nosed and smart ball player, a high basketball IQ. Talk about your role on this basketball team.
My role is just as important as any of the other guys out here on the bench too. We all come in. We all want to play as a team, work as a team. I come in there. I play my hardest just to help out our team, help us win. At the end of the day, as hard as I play, it helps our team.
You always seem to be around the basketball. You get a lot of putbacks. You go into the offensive glass. Is that something you work hard at and want to be, or you just happen to be in the right place at the right time?
I always work hard at getting those putbacks. That's one of the ways that I get to score, and it's just helping our team out.
So, Cam, talk about your game against Warren Fitzgerald a little bit. We didn't do that broadcast, and some of our listeners don't know. You didn't score a whole lot in that ball game. Did you get in foul trouble, or what was the story?
So their game plan was to come out and double team me and basically not even let me touch the ball at all. So I didn't get frustrated. My main goal always is to win because, winning takes care of everything. So I just looked to, get my brother and Brady. Brady was in foul trouble, so we got him involved early, but he got in foul trouble. But, Mr. Basketball candidate, E.J. Ryans, he came with a 20-point game and, really put them away for us.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by, guys, and a big win. Nice way to start the conference play. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cam Ryans and Jake Johnson for the Wildcats, as now we're going to have a Coach Channa. Coach, a big win. A win is a win is a win, and especially a big, 26-point win for you. Not an easy place to play. Your first conference game against a neighborhood rival. Talk your thoughts about this basketball game tonight.
Is it midnight right now? It felt like it was going forever.
Got the early game going.
Yeah, for sure. I'm proud of our kids. It's hard when our last game was January 27th, and then back here January 5th, I believe, whatever day it is.
Yep.
You go through the new year, and it's hard to keep your energy intensity up. And I'm really proud of the way that we set the tone defensively in the first half and, carried it over to the second half. So kind of a choppy game, not fluid like we want to play, but, now we can start getting in the rhythm and getting in a pattern and get some games under our belt.
So about that choppy game, so it was obvious the officials away from the basketball, away from the hoop, you couldn't breathe on them. You get towards the hoop and you can bug people. What kind of communication goes on with your players trying to adjust to how the officiating's got? You guys just do what you do, or was there some talk about that?
I think there's a lot of just do what you do. I don't. Obviously, if it gets crazy, we have guys in foul trouble, try to switch matchups and things like that to protect them a little bit. And just little things, show your hands more, but you don't really want to change your whole identity and who you are. And
Yeah, I was. Coach and I talked a lot about that during the game. For us as coaches, that's very hard. But when we're sitting right here, we're like, oh yeah, you got to switch, how you're playing the game and things like that. But Coach Marley from Rockford once told me, he says you got to get a feel for how that game is being called and kind of adjust, your team's game on how that's being called. But talk a little bit about.
I piggyback off that. I agree with that, but I think kids are smart, and they want to play. So if I got 2 fouls, I'm thinking, oh, shoot, I better not, slap this kid here or there. So I think more so just not getting in their head is kind of our approach.
Talk to me a little bit about the freshman, Izzy, and kind of the spark he gave you. There wasn't a lot of flow in that first half, but yet early he gave your team a little bit of a spark, I thought.
Yeah, he's special. We love Izzy, as athletic as he is, as smart as he is. On the basketball court, he's a better person. He really cares and loves about his teammates. You can see it out here tonight. I've coached a lot of good players, he's one of the best that I've coached personality-wise. You know, you can get on him, he'll run over, look you dead in the eye, not blink, and say, "You're right, coach, I'll be better next time." You know, and there's no ego with him. It's all about team. And, you know, you saw that tonight. He had a tough matchup. That kid is really, really big, and he did a great job with it, so I'm proud of him.
And when you have that mentality, you will get better. You're coachable, that means, and he will get much better, and he's already really good.
Yeah.
I thought one key in that ball game, we talked about it in the pregame, about running them off the three-point arc. They only made 1 3, which is a big key in this ball game.
Good. That's got to know. For sure. Absolutely, I agree. It is a big key. You know, the team that shoots a lot of threes, you know, I'm sure you saw in film against Rockford, they hit a bunch.
They can shoot it.
Lost by 6 to Rockford, you know, so it's one of the things there is you got to set the tone defensively, and you have to do it aggressively, in my opinion, with guys like this. And fortunately, sometimes that comes with some fouls. But, you know, I'm proud of our guys, especially just being active on the basketball and taking the eyes out of it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you spending time with us and coming over, and keep it going. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate you.
And that was Coach Channa of the Northview Wildcats, as he does so often, comes over and gets a little interview. It adds to the broadcast, I think. And so let's go over the individual scoring in this ball game. First, for the visiting Forest Hills Northern Huskies, who moved to 4-3. Medyanis with 3 points. Drew DeBaja did not score in this ball game. Sam Bogiano had 2 points. Nate Lutgenhoff had 4 points. John Bardelli with 3. Sam DeRoos with 2. Joey Engok with 7. High point man for Forest Hills Northern, Kyle Brown, the sophomore, with 17 points, one of those a 3-ball. For the victorious Northview Wildcats, who now go to 5-0 on the season, they had Jake Johnson with 2 points, Izzy Hatibu with 7, E.J. Ryans with 12, Anthony Willis with 3, high point man, co-high point man for the Wildcats, 2 of the big 3, I call them. Cam Ryans had 20, and Brady Swartz with 20. So good balanced scoring for the Wildcats, and they come out victorious in this one, 64-38. Got some shooting stats for us over there, Coach?
Yeah, I do, Coach. We have, you know, Northview unofficial stats, best I could do, but, you know, shooting 3 for 8 from three-point line, and overall combined 53%. So a pretty good shooting night for Northview, especially that second half started to heat up. For Northern, a little bit lower, about 43% right there. Like you said, you know, hitting 1 triple was a great job with Northview's defense. Northview really dominated on the boards, 30 rebounds to Northern 16, and Northern 16 turnovers to Northview's 10. And I think Northview had most of those turnovers in that first quarter, actually, I think it was. So yeah, 4 out of the 10.
So the Jerash Heating and Cooling, as Brady's dad just stopped by asking how we're doing. Doing well, always after a Northview win. As the Jerash Heating and Cooling player of the game, we're going to give it to we'll give it to both Brady Swartz and Cam Ryans. They each had 20 points in this one. E.J. Ryans with a nice floor game, as he so often does for Northview, that 4-year starter for the Wildcats. But with that win, Northview goes to 5-0 on the season. Forest Hills Northern goes to 4-3. Forest Hills Northern's next game is next Tuesday at home versus another neighborhood rival, Forest Hills Central. That'll be a good one. They got a good ball club, does Forest Hills Central. Coach, final thoughts on this one?
Well, I think it's a great #1 game coming out of the chute with out of the league against a good rival, and it was quite a battle that first half. And Northview kind of weathered the storm until they really got flowing in that second half. And like I think I said earlier in that third quarter was that spurtability, you know, and like you call them the big 3. Man, you got 3 go-to guys with the rest of the guys fulfilling great roles. And everybody knows their role. You know, you can kind of tell on the team. So I think sky's the limit. And I told Coach Chan as they left, I've seen a ton of improvement defensively with these guys from opening night, and I think those young guys kind of learning and growing up, and you know, they play such good hard defense with that length and athleticism it just makes it really, really tough to score on them. So, just I think a great start. Looking forward to coming up to some of these great games coming up. It's just going to be awesome.
And you'll be doing some more with me as we go down the stretch here. I know you do a lot with the Northview scoreboard with the home games. So we'll get you on some away games here down the stretch.
That sounds good. Sounds good. Looking forward to it, and thanks for having me.
We talk about those big three for Northview. You think about this. There's certainly going to be 3 all-conference players. They're all-conference, been already. Mm-hmm. But they could be 3 all-state players on the same team. That doesn't happen very often.
Potentially.
It could.
It could.
Honorable mention, maybe, but that's you got 3 of those type players. It's kind of like the old, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, the triangle offense. The rest of you, spot up from 3 over there. You can do a lot of damage.
It's such a luxury. Such a luxury to have because not too often all 3 of them are off. Maybe one of them in a given night, but there's, you have that to fall back on too. And I think in 2006, my quarterfinal team, I had 3 really strong scorers, 2 that averaged 20 and 1 that was about 14 points, and who were the big 3. And man, it's just nice to lean on that.
And you get, you get a low post presence who they can switch off, who can be in the low post, all 3 of them. But you get a guy on the block, you get a good 3-point shooter who can take people off the dribble. You got an E.J. Ryan at the point, so that half of the floor, you got 3 all-state players. You get a good 3-point shooter on that weak side, and it is extremely difficult to defend.
It is. I mean, you just got to, as you're playing Northview, pick your poison. They just suck the wind out of you defensively as well. So that's what's nice. You can tell they're team players, and they're going to play defense. Yeah, they do play defense. You have to with Coach Tanna. Well, thank you for your efforts. Appreciate it, and we'll do it again down the road here. All right, sounds great, Coach. I would like to thank A.D. Corey Anderson for his help and Coach Joe Souls, for their help accommodating that broadcast, getting us some good Wi-Fi so we're not getting bumped off the air. It's much appreciated, and they really helped us to be able to do this broadcast. Our next broadcast will be next Tuesday at Northview, and that's going to be versus Lowell. Ken Jansen will be my guest analyst for that game. Pre-game show airs approximately 6:40 p.m. Look for the link on the Northview Wildcats broadcast Facebook page and on my Twitter feed at MikeDiebold5. So from Forest Hills Northern down the Beltline High School, this is Mike Diebold along with Mike Kaputska. Thank you for listening to Northview Basketball on the Northview Wildcats broadcast YouTube channel. Once again, the final score here tonight, Northview 64, Forest Hills Northern 38. For everyone listening in, I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Have a great evening, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next Tuesday versus Lowell. So long, everybody, and as always, go Wildcats.